In this video I will demonstrate how the verifier can view and assess an emission report as satisfactory. There are 3 important preconditions for the actions explained in this video. The verifier accreditation has been acknowledged as accredited by the system administrator. The company with whom a partnership is established has assigned the verifier to the ship. The company has submitted the emission report to the verifier. We have logged as a verifier and landed on the main page, the My Fleet list. As we have seen before, in this list we have all the ships which companies have assigned us to. However, at some point, you will note that each ship will be listed more than once. This is because the My Fleet is a combination of the ships and the several emission reports they have. Each time a company creates a new emission report, a new entry will be added to this table for the respective reporting period. In this example, only one ship has an emission report. However, when the list gets bigger, you will find the reporting period filter useful to filter the list for a specific reporting period. Now let's pay attention to the emission report we have. Remember that the first reporting period established in the MRV regulation is 2018. We have 2017 in this video just for demoing purposes. You can see that the status indicates it is on draft. If we recall the emission report status diagram, this means the emission report has just been created and not yet submitted for assessment. However, the system allows the verifier to follow the report while on draft. For that much, we click Actions, Emission Report, Edit. Let's bring back again the emission report status diagram. Because the report is on draft, the verifier is still not in position to take action. Therefore, the relevant action buttons are disabled. As a verifier, you cannot do much at the moment aside checking the progress on the drafting. At some point, the company will submit the emission report for verification. This happens, an info message will be displayed in the message board. Users with their accounts configured to receive email notification can also get this message by email. The message can be dismissed by clicking on the cross sign on the right side followed by a confirmation. 9. The status of the emission report can also be confirmed in the My Fleet list. Let's open again the report and see what has changed. The workflow buttons became enabled and the status is updated. The work of assessment can now begin by going through the several tabs. We confirm the ship, company, and verifier details. The measuring equipment which will be linked to the emission sources. The emission sources. And the annual monitoring results with all the parameters as defined in the Implementing Regulation 2016-1927 on templates. These are the elements that will be part of the emission report. However, you will note 4 additional tabs. The non-conformity is to be used on a voluntary basis in case company and verifier see benefit to it. Companies and verifiers may take the advantage of a standardized approach for logging relevant findings and follow-up. Although we will not demo this functionality, let's have a look on the information we can record by clicking on the Add Non-Conformity button. On the top, we have log information on the report of the finding. In this case, being a new entry, it is still empty. In the finding field we can specify if it is a misstatement or non-conformity, as per the definition of the Delegated Regulation 2016-2072. In the Regulation Reference field, we can indicate the article of the EU MRV regulation to which the finding relates. The Status field will allow us to set the current status of the finding. Once the problem is addressed, it is expected that this field would be updated to close. And the description is a free text field to explain the finding as relevant. Noting that we will not demo this functionality which is very straightforward, we click Cancel. The emission report revision allows us to consult and generate version of the emission report. We can see that 2 versions are already listed. Both have been generated by the company. We note that the last version was generated in the Submitted to Verifier status, which is the current status of the report. Please remember that generating version of the emission report is like taking a snapshot at a specific moment. Companies and verifiers may generate as many emission report versions as necessary. Recalling now the workflow process, once the assessment of the report is confirmed to be satisfactory, the verifier should mark it as such. Yes, we click on the Verified as Satisfactory button. The system presents a confirmation message, where the option to generate a new version on the new status is already checked. We click Confirm. A new entry is added to the revision table, this time generated by us, the verifier. Once this action is performed, the company will note a new message in the message board informing that the report has been verified as satisfactory. Users of the company which have configured the email notification will also get an email with this information. In case you wish to have a PDF version of the emission report, you can click Actions, Download. It is important to highlight the difference between the emission report file and the printout of the emission report content we get when clicking on the Print to PDF button. Through the Actions button, you will get the official version of the emission report. You can get a PDF document from any generated version. The output you get when clicking on the Print to PDF is an overview of all the content in the emission report page, including the content of the message board and the last 4 tabs which are not part of the official emission report. If we go back to the My Fleet list, we note that the emission report status has been updated. Recalling again the workflow diagram, we see that once the emission report is marked as verified as satisfactory, the verifier should produce a verification report which will be the basis of the document of compliance. We recommend watching now a very important video on how to generate the verification report and subsequent issuance of the document of compliance for this emission report.